Want to learn how to make tear-off tickets for invitations or raffles using your Cricut? Then keep on watching. You will need your Cricut cutting machine, a printer with a top or rear paper feeder, and printable glossy cardstock. For the glossy cardstock, I'll be using 61 pounds from Pretty Party and Crafty. In addition, you can also use a Cricut perforating blade, but that's optional. All right, so make sure you have Cricut Design Space open, and we're going to go ahead and start a new project. Click on the green New Project button. When designing, I always like to bring in my images and patterns first. So what I'm going to go to is the left side panel where it says Upload and click it. And we're going to click on Upload Image. There are two ways you can bring in images. You can click the Browse button and search for it on your computer, or if you already have the folder open, all you have to do is click, hold, and drag. Okay, select Complex and select Continue. Make sure you click Apply and Continue again. Because this is a print and cut project, make sure you select Print then Cut Image and hit Upload. Once you're done, to add additional images, all you have to do is repeat that process. So this would be great for a sports themed party, basketball, football, even a ballet recital, and you can also upload images of the birthday girl or boy. So to bring in multiple images, make sure you hold down Shift on your keyboard and select each image that you want to bring in. And then in the bottom right corner, click Add to Canvas. So I have my images uploaded. I'm just going to bring them to the side, and I'm going to select the shape that I want my ticket to be in. So your shape can be any shape that you want. You can use the shapes that you see inside of Cricut. If you have your own shape that you want to make an invitation with, you can definitely bring that in. But for this, we're going to be making ticket invitations, so we're going to use a rectangle. So I'm going to click on the square. And then at the top next to size, I'm going to click on that padlock to unlock the aspect ratio. And for my size, I'm going to have this be 2 by 6. So I'm going to leave the width at 2, change my height to 6, and then click Enter. All right, I'm going to zoom in on here. And then before I even get started, I'm going to start adding different sections. Because it's a ticket, I want it to be sectioned off. So first thing, this is not going to be a basic cut. I'm going to go ahead and make this a print and cut. So under Operation, select Print then Cut so you don't see the cut outline. And then we can change the color. You can select one of the colors from the palette or click Advanced and select a color by sliding your color slider and choosing a color. Okay, I like that. All right, and now I'm going to section these off. So the top section, I want it to say you're invited. Then I'll have an image, and then I'll have the details for the event. So I'm going to go back to Shapes, click the square again, unlock it next to Size. And then I am just going to bring this up, because I do want it to be 2 inches. Okay, I'm going to change that from basic cut to print then cut, because again, I don't want to see the cut lines. And I'm going to make this maybe a red. Let's go with a darker. All right. Okay, I'm going to select both because I want to make sure that it's aligned. So where it says aligned, I'm going to go to Align Center horizontally and then Align to top. Okay, so next, I have that. I'm going to put my picture next. So if your image comes in, let's say you have a horizontal image and you want it to fit on here, what we can do is slice it. So if you don't know how to do that, if you go to Shapes, click on the square, and just bring it over here and adjust the size to what you want it. And then select both, right click, and select Slice. Okay, once you do that, you can pull it out, and now you have your exact square. That's if yours isn't already a square, but mine is. So I'm going to just delete this because I'm going to work with this image. So mine is, I'm just going to resize it to 2 inches. because again, our image is 2 inches wide. And I'm going to just bring this over. I'm going to make sure it's on top. So I'm going to right click and select bring to front and bring it over there. And I'll align everything in a moment. So I have that there. I'm going to duplicate this rectangle. So on my keyboard, I'm just going to hit Control D, or you can right click it and hit duplicate. Okay, I'm going to bring this over here. And I'm going to duplicate that again, so Control D on my keyboard. Alternate colors. So if this is red, maybe I want this to be green. And then I'll have this be red as well. And I'm just going to make another duplicate, and I'm just going to set it over here in case I want to make some more sections. So with all of that done so far, I'm just going to select everything and align it. So I'm going to go to Align, and I'm going to select Center Horizontally. All right, so now let's start adding some text. I want it to say, "You're invited," and then maybe put "gingerbread decorating party." So on the left side, to add text, you're just going to click on Text. Then we're just going to click and drag it so we can see what we're doing. And then just start typing your text over. All right, now I want to change this font. So at the top left where it says Font, we can use different fonts. So if you go to System, these are the fonts that you have saved on your computer. So if you downloaded any fonts online, you can access that here. Where it says Cricut, you can have access to Cricut's fonts. Now, if you have Cricut Access subscription, you'll have access to over 700. But if you don't, you can go right here for Filter and make sure Free is checked. Okay, so there is a font, it's under the favorites. And for this, I'll just be using free fonts so you can follow along. But again, feel free to choose whatever you want. So I'm going with this favorite fonts collection, and I'm just going to select that. So I like how that looks. And I'm going to go ahead and change the operation to print then cut so I don't see the cut lines. At this point, I'm resizing by clicking and dragging the corners, and then I'm going to duplicate that text box by hitting Control D on my keyboard and resizing everything to make sure that it fits. I'm also going to make slight adjustments and go back and change the colors so that it's to my liking. Now I'm going to add some more text. Okay, for Hosted By, I actually want to use a font that I already have. If you like how this looks, you can keep it. But I have a font that looks kind of like a candy cane. And I'm going to change that from black. We'll make that red. And then I want to have a offset. So I'm going to go to Offset, maybe a 3, and see how that looks. All right, and then I'm going to hit Apply. And that black color, I'm going to change to white. And I'm going to make sure the offset and the text is selected, because I can select it on the side where it has my layers. Hold down Shift, and then I'm going to right click and select Flatten. I definitely wanted to show you that technique because that's how I create a stroke around my text. And after we do that, again, we're just duplicating and making sure that we include the additional information. So the date, the time, the location, how to RSVP. Again, you'll just duplicate, resize, and change your colors. Then I'm going to duplicate the rectangle to make some more sections because I really wanted to give it a ticket feel. So I'm adding sec, row, and seat. So section, row, and seat. And then I'm going to add the date. So I'm just adding a date again just to give it a more ticket feel. And I'm making sure that I group those texts together so that they move together as well. And I'm going to change the background colors and the font colors. Now, again, we want to give it a ticket feel. So I feel that this definitely could use an admission in a barcode. So I decided to go back and I'm going to add the word admission. And then we're going to go look for a barcode that we can add to the bottom of this design. Now, barcodes, you can definitely do this from scratch. It's basically rectangles of various widths lined up side by side. But hopefully you have access to graphics in here. You can also grab an image from online. But I'm just going to go to images. I'm going to search barcode. And I'm just going to grab a barcode and click add to canvas. I'm going to rotate it so that it's sideways. Now I am just going to resize this and put it on top of this second background. So this second background, I'm going to actually change to white. And I'm going to put this on top. And I'm going to set the width to 2 inches. And I'm going to select my white background and that barcode, and I'm going to align it horizontally and vertically. And then I'm going to make sure I change that from basic cut to print and cut so I don't see those lines. And I'm going to select that barcode and make sure that I change that color to black. Okay, with that selected, I'm just going to right click and group those together. And I'm going to bring it over and put it right there. And now we're just making some last minute adjustments to spacing and making sure everything is aligned to the center. So I'm going to select everything. And this step is very important. You're going to right click and you're going to flatten. Flattening is what's going to make this a print then cut. So to give this a even more truer ticket feel, we can add a perforation line. There are 2 ways that you can do this. You can go to shapes. You can click on the line tool. And if you rotate this and change the operation from score to perforate, if you have the perforation tool, this will perforate. So you can put it here or you can put it here. Now, the key is you have to have the perforation tool to do it like this. Okay? If you do have the perforation tool, you can just change that width, or here it'll say height, to 2. And then put wherever you want it perforated. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to select it and then make sure it's aligned center horizontally. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit attach. So that's what you're going to do if you have the perforation tool. If you do not have the perforation tool, this is what you're going to do. Let me undo this first. If you do not have the perforation tool, you are going to go to shapes and we're basically going to create a perforation. We're going to click on score line. You're going to rotate it. So you're doing the same thing pretty much. 90 degrees. Now what we're going to do is change the size. So we're going to set that at a 0.15. And we're going to duplicate this. We're going to duplicate it. Let's do it about 4 times. All right, so we have it more than 4. Okay, I'm going to copy about 2 more of these. So I'm going to hit duplicate, Control D. So we have about 2, 4, 6, 7 of these lines. We're going to select everything. We're going to go align, center, vertically. Align, center, vertically. Then we're going to select everything, align, distribute horizontally. Okay, this is what it looks like. So we're going to select everything and check the width. Right now is a 1.813. I'm going to set that to 1.99 and hit enter. I'm going to right click and hit attach because I want all of that to be together. So this is going to be our perforating line. Now we have to go to operation and change that from score to basic. We have to change that to basic. So we have our perforated line without the perforating tool. Now, wherever you want it to perforate, you'll just put it there and then make sure you select everything and align it center horizontally. Okay, last step, do not forget to attach. Okay, we're going to attach. Okay, moving on, we are ready to print then cut. So because this is 2x6, we can definitely get about 4 per sheet. So I'm going to duplicate this so that we have 4. Okay, then I am going to click Make It. So right now it shows my material is set at 11 by 17. If yours says that, just make sure you change that to 8.5 by 11. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to move them over just a little bit. Okay, so this is how it's going to print and cut. So I'm going to click on Continue. I'm going to select Send to Printer. I'm going to select my printer, 8500. Add bleed, make sure that's on. Use system dialog, make sure that's on as well. Both of these should be toggled, then click print. Okay, make sure your printer is selected. Then we're going to click on preferences and we're going to change our printer settings. So paper source, this is where you're putting your paper. Because I'm using Glossy Cardstock, I'm making sure I put that in my rear paper feeder because it's too thick for a bottom tray. Next, paper type, because it's glossy, I'm selecting photo paper glossy. Quality, it's up to you. It can be standard or high. I'm going to select high. The next step is optional. This is if you want to change your colors, the way that they appear. So color correction, select custom, click advanced. I like to control my colors, so I select color controls. Change my color mode to Adobe RGB. I set my gamma to 1.8. So if you don't like the way that your colors are printing based off of what your printer is doing and what you see on your screen, then you can make changes in color correction. You can also adjust the brightness, contrast, saturation, and density. This is based off what you see on your screen and what prints out of your printer, so it's different for everyone. Hit OK. Hit OK again, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit print. While that is printing, I'm going to go ahead and set my base material. So I'm going to go to Browse All Materials. I'm going to select medium cardstock and hit Done. For pressure, because my blade is slightly older, I like to change my pressure from default to more just because it is on the older end. Now let's go ahead and load our mat and start cutting. This is what it looks like once it's printed. I absolutely love the look of Glossy Cardstock. Not only does it have a nice shiny finish, but it's thick. That really gives you the impression of true tickets. So when I add the cardstock to the mat, I make sure that I use a brayer just to make sure it's nice and secure. When I load the mat into the Cricut, the first thing that it does is read the registration marks. Then it's going to cut the perforation lines and then go back around and cut the invitation out. And that's pretty much it. Once we get it cut out, we'll remove it from the mat and we have our perforated ticket invitations. These are absolutely beautiful. And again, they would be perfect for any theme or occasion. Again, think sports, think birthdays, a ballet recital, so many options. Hopefully you learned something new. I'll be sure to include links to everything in the description. Be sure to like and follow for more. Later, y'all.